If the imagination, according to Neville Goddard, is God, and the imagination stems from thinking, if there is no thinking, there is no God, there is no transcendent you. So what you're left with? Hello there, and welcome. Welcome to Manifesting. I am Josiah Samuel Harry. I am the author of Choose Love, Not Hate. And I say yes. Let's talk about how to live in the state of success and prosperity. So I would like to open with telling you about Earl Nightingale. Earl Nightingale was an American researcher on human character development, motivation, and existence. You can find many of his lectures online, on YouTube, in its various formats. One of his most popular lecture was titled The Strangest Secret. And in this lecture, in this broadcast, Earl said that the strangest secret is we become what we think. And why did he call it strange? He called we become what we think a strange secret because, according to him, very few people understand and employ the power of thinking. So, how does this relate to the topic of how to live in the state of success and prosperity? It has everything to do with what we're about to discuss. Everything. Why is it that people live their entire lives only to come short of not fulfilling their dreams, their desires, their purpose, their ambitions, their wants, their longings, their aims, their aspirations? Why is it? Why is it that so many people are going through life sleepwalking? Well, according to Earl Nightingale, it's because they do not think. So Earl said, we become what we think. Here's a question for you. How much time do you spend thinking? How much time throughout the day do you spend thinking? And what do you think about? And therein lies the problem and the solution. Any state requires intentionality. So to live in the state of success and prosperity necessitates thinking. If you don't exercise your mind like any other part of your body, it becomes lethargic and useless. In order to live in the state of prosperity and success, in order to live in that state of whatever it is you desire, whether it's that specific person, a better job, a long career, financial security, freedom, whatever state you want to live in and live from, you must think about that state, because this is what thinking does. Thinking helps eliminate all other distractions. Thinking about that one thing you desire, that specific aim, that dream, that mission and purpose, eliminates everything else. This sounds so simple, yet it's so profound. People are allowing their goals, their dreams to just poof, disappear. You see, when you're thinking and you embrace your role as a creator, what you're saying to the universe is you understand that nothing happens to you and everything happens from you. And in order for something to happen from you, there has to be intent about thinking. How do you use your imagination? You use your imagination by thinking. Do you see the connection? Neville Goddard said, the imagination is God. God is source. God is everything. And if the imagination is intricately tied to thinking, and in the world of imagination, all things exist, and a person does not use his or her time to think, how in the world can they create? They can't. So how to live in the state of success and prosperity? How to live in any state? You think. It's that simple, ladies and gentlemen. However, like anything else, to become good at it, you have to do it every day, every day, every day. It has to be routine. It has to be practiced. It has to become a habit. That's the only way to live in the ideal state of consciousness. Because without thinking, there is no awareness of what's going on in you and around you. You become one with whatever you desire. And once you become one with your desire through the process of thinking, and you live in that ideal state, I promise you manifestation will be the natural occurrence. Manifestation is going to be the natural result. You can be what you want to be. You can do what you want to do. You can have what you want to have. But it first starts in the mind. Hey, this is Josiah from episode 21. I am jumping in here because I realized that while doing episode 21 that I really did not define thinking in episode 20. And I think it's important to have a working understanding of what thinking really entails. We're going to talk about thinking from a first principles perspective and continue to unpack Earl Nightingale's thesis, which is we become what we think. I think it's important to continue this discussion because it directly relates to the law of assumption. And as I continue to explain, you will understand and you will see why thinking it's so important to becoming that transcendent you. There must be a deeper level of being in order to become. And the starting place, one of the starting place is to actually think. So I'm not going to go into much details as it relates to expanding thinking in episode 20. We will save that for episode 21. So I'll turn it back over to episode 20, Josiah. Before we turn it over, I want you to understand that this subject of thinking, it's something that is necessary to talk about in details because it affects everything you do. Think about the imagination. Here's that word once again, think. Let's look at the imagination. If the imagination, according to Neville Goddard, is God, and the imagination stems from thinking, if there is no thinking, there is no God, there is no transcendent you. So what you're left with, that means you're no longer a creator, and you lack any ability to do anything that's transformative as it relates to improving your life. That's what we're discussing. And the application of what you're going to learn in this video is going to be one of the most vital things, the most important things you can do in your life, ever. Thinking. This is no exaggeration. If you want to improve the results in your life, if you want to sit on the mountaintop of success and prosperity, you must understand how thinking affects everything you do. You must become one with thinking. Thinking must be to you as to what air is to the lungs. Yes. Once you come to understand what thinking actually entails, you will be prepared. You will be ready to live as your transcendent self. You will be ready to live as your most successful and most prosperous self. No thinking, no success, no prosperity. With right thinking, the world is unlimited. You can be, do, and have anything you want. So let's go, and I'll turn it back over to episode 20, Josiah. Earl Nightingale was right, ladies and gentlemen. The strangest secret is we become what we think. And before you know it, you're living your life as a master manifester, experiencing nothing but glorious results. The life you want is yours, if you want it. The big dreams and goals you have, those things have been accomplished, if that's what you want. But start by thinking. And remember, whatever follows I am, you become.